Yes, you know what I'm going to say. Scrap. Weighed it in, I've got it here. Got all together. Teed in all the feeds that we're going to test. Right, so today I'm going to get back over to the barns that was in my previous video, or the one before that, where I was running the pipework in. We picked up a couple of fittings that we needed just to finish off the saw stacks and the wastes for that. So we're going to fly over there today, get that done, get them in, get them sorted. I've just picked up from my lockup the manual pressure testing, the wet pressure testing kit. So I've got that in the van. So we're going to pressure test up both the installations, the hots, colds, secondary returns, pressure it all up to 5 bar, and just make sure there's no leaks or whatever before the boarding goes on. It's always nice to just get it pressured up and double check. So we've got stuff in the van. We'll head over there now and crack on with that. Right, so what we've got to do is get a toilet feed that way and a toilet feed this way. So 4-inch that way, 4-inch this way. Spoke to the chippy, he's trimmed out a part of the stud work for me, then he's going to brace it off afterwards round there. So we get this collar glued in, low level there, then a corner branch feeding both of them, and then all the way up to vent through the roof. Right, yeah, so here we go. So as I say, we've got a 4-inch coming this way. It's going to feed the toilet and sink that along there, and the 4-inch going out that way to feed the toilet and the sink that are going to be that side. Carry it on up there to vent, get some clips on it, bring some stubs out, and this not in anyone's way for studding. So we've got a clip on there, so we've got a 45 there. So we just poke it into that void, 45 up, and then the roofers can connect the vents onto it. Right, because we've got a shower going here and a bath here, we've got to run the shower waste real close to the floor. So I've had to chop this out here and put a 4-way branch low level, or a 4-way boss low level, to get the shower in and the bath in before the toilet goes in. It's a bit of a pain, really. Right, so we've got the 4-way boss in the bottom here. This one's off for the bath, this one's off for the shower. Just have to trim the stud slightly, the shower's in there. Into a branch through there to pick the toilet up the other side of this wall. And then because we've got a false ceiling here, 45 it there, and it's straight up. I'll show you around here. Straight up there, ready for the roofers to put the air tile on it, air vent on it, and then it will come across here and pick up the toilet and the basin. Right, so here we are in the one next door, and it's like I said, it's a mirror image. So that's going to go off and feed the bathroom in there. This way is going to come and feed this one in here. So we get that in, get this soil pipe in, ready to vent through the ceiling. And there's a boxing going off here, so we can get everything in there. So I've cut that down, I've got this on. It's a corner branch, perfect for feeding 2 back-to-back toilets. Right, we're on this stack now, next door. I've had to trim it all back because we've got to try and get this 4-way into here. So that will go on there. I might have to trim it down a bit lower yet, just to get the height for the toilet for the waste. Right, so that's how it will sit. This boss here has already been drilled out. So we'll drill this one out, just put a pilot through, drill this one out, put 2 bosses in it, ready for 1.5 inch pipe to go in.
then taken to another hospital in Swansea where he underwent plastic surgery.
There we go. So that will sit like that. That for the bath, that for the shower. Right, what we're going to have is, this is going to be sitting through there like so. It's going to be going through this, and we're going to have a 45 out the other side to feed the toilet and that's up there. So that will sit like that, and we can glue this branch position now. Right, so now we'll get some 1.5 inch pipe out of this boss, and take that one off to the shower. And then this one will just stick out here because it's going to feed the bath that's going to be in this position. So get the pipe through here, the chippy will come and brace up round there after. Be fine. So that's this bathroom near enough done. I'm just going to alter them hot and colds down for the bath. So that will pick up the toilet. That one will pick up the one next door, the ensuite next door. That for the bath, that for the shower. Right, so we've got pressure tester. So this gets filled up with water. This handle gets pumped up into here, teed in all the feeds that we're going to test, and they go off now to all the other pipe work in the building. So we'll begin this pressure testing now. Basically, you put your water in there, got a couple of buckets of water, put the water in there, pump the handle, pump this handle, gauge goes up. Tests all the pipe work. So we filled this up with water. Now we'll just begin pumping it, and it'll pressurise this gauge up. Right, we're all pressure test. We're all pressured up. Pipework's all pressured up. We're holding 5 bar. So regulations, I think on this one is 1.1 times what the system will run at, and because this will have a pressure reducing valve down to 3 bar, that'll be perfect. So we'll leave it on for an hour, a couple of hours, and get next door. Right, let's have a look at the how the pressure testing's going. It's been on now for a couple of hours. Yeah, perfect, not dropped an inch. So we know all that pipework that we've put in's good to go. So what I'll do now, release it off here, empty the water out, put next door on test, and then get the hoover in and suck out the water from the pipework just in case it freezes. Yes, you know what I'm going to say. Scrap. I've got so much scrap I need to get sorted. I haven't had time, so now I've got a couple of hours. I thought I better come down the lockup, start cutting a bit of scrap up, get it sorted out, clean copper, dirty copper, cut the brass off, cut the fittings off, and then I can get it over, get it weighed in, and I dare say there's probably 500-600 quid's worth of scrap there. So in essence, us plumbers look at it, 500-600 quid's worth of free money. So it's just sat in here. I've got a couple of cylinders, 1, 2, I think there's 3 cylinders, a load of pipe work I've got to sort through. So we'll get onto that now. A couple of hours spare, why not? Okay, so we're making some headway now. This is how my scrap merchant works. You know, I'll probably get people on YouTube going, oh, you should have separated this, that and the other. This is how my scrap metal guy works. Clean copper with a bit of paint on it and soldered fittings, and brass, taps, you know, gate valves and stuff like that. So what I do, I separate into them 3 components. So you get more money for that, a little less for that, and less for that. So what I'll do, I'll split it all up now into that, go through it, take a bit of time. If there's a nice bit of copper with a fitting on it, just cut it off, put it in that pile. And I've got the cylinders, I've got loads to get through yet. So once I've got it all done, I'll show you, and we'll get loading it into the van. So we get in there, we're making some headway with it. We've got a couple of tubs of brass, a couple of painted copper and that, got a bit of clean there, cylinder, got another bin there to go through, cylinder there. So yeah, we should have a few quid out of this one, I think. Right, so we're about done, I reckon. Just about. So I've got a cylinder there. I've got all my sort of tap and brass and stuff here, so I'm going to put a lot of that into that bucket there so it's easier to carry. Bit of copper here, painted copper in that and there, and I've got a bucket full of clean. So what we'll do, get this all sorted out, get it loaded in the back of the van. It's a fucking tip at the minute. Get this done, get it over, get it weighed in, and see what sort of money we're going to get for it. Right, so it's all done. I've just about managed to cram it all in the van. We've even had to, so we've got it all in here, crammed it all in here. I've even had to put my tools in the footwell of the front because there's just no room in the back with all the copper. So I'm going to go home now, get my passport, a couple of bank details, because now when you weigh scrap in, you get taxed on it and it's traceable, which is superb because it stops all the people going out nicking stuff and weighing it in. So I've got no problem with it at all. Years ago, I used to get a little bit of cash in the hand for it, but either way, you pay tax on it. But in essence, it's money that you've built up throughout the year on various jobs. I mean, this is probably a year, well, 9 months worth of scrap. So obviously it's been shut down, so we couldn't take it in, but take it over now and see what we get. Right, that's it. It's all been weighed up. I'm just going to go and get my money from this guy now. Right, there we go. All sorted, all weighed in. So it took literally 10 minutes or so. I'm sorting it out, weighed it in. I've got it here, and I've folded the top of it over. So got altogether 575. It's all right. 575. Can't be bad. Right, there we go. Weighed in. Took it over. Place I always bring my stuff to. They're good as gold. Give them a passport, driving license, or bank details or whatever, and they'll go through it, sort it out, over to the weigh bridge, weigh it in, straight to the little counter guy, little geezer on the counter. There you go, 575 quid. So straight in my bank's in there already. But as we say now, obviously you have to get taxed on it. It goes into your business account, get taxed on it. But at the end of the day, it's a bit of a treat, plumber's treat. So yeah, got that done. So for the couple of hours today that I've been between jobs, done that, I made that. So not bad, not bad. Right, off to the next job we go.